Hello YouTube and welcome back to the Adams Racing channel for the very first episode of our NASCAR 21 Ignition Career Mode. This is a video that I've been wanting to do for a while now, and some problems I had with the game that I'll probably address as we go through today's video kept me from being able to tape these for the first about a week or two after its release, but finally I'm comfortable enough with the game and I've got the issues I had resolved to the point where I can start taping these videos. So with that out of the way, we'll get right to it, but quickly, please hit that like button below and consider subscribing to see future episodes of this series. Now we have to look at the options for all our teams that we could sign with here to start our very first season, and it surprises me that all these team contracts are an option because I thought that was only the case with the Champions edition of the game, which I did not get, thankfully. So there are all these options of teams we could sign with, but I figured that since this is a career mode and it is supposed to be a rise from the top, we are going to go to Rick Ware Racing and drive the number 15 car because I feel like that is going to be about as much as a career and coming from the bottom as we could get here with this game. Yes, we accept. We are going to drive for Rick Ware Racing. I have to put in my name because they just got to get all my information from me here. Ooh, as I cannot type at all. There we go. Let's hit accept down here. And there we go. We're ready for our first race with Rick Ware Racing. I'm not going to bother taking a look here at all this stuff quite yet. I think we will do that after the first race is under our belt, but the first event of the schedule headed for the Daytona 500.
I'm Alex Hayden. This is the Daytona International Speedway, and we're here for Daytona 500 practice. It's been months since we've seen cars on the track, and this will be the team's first opportunity to see how their hard work over the winter break will pay off. Expect to see some drafting runs amongst teammates and a few mock qualifying runs in today's session. The cars are being prepped, the drivers debriefing with their crew chiefs, and soon we'll get the cars on the track. Keep an eye on the manufacturer alliances and how well they work together in this practice. Draft practice will be key for a lot of these teams to see if their handling in the pack is where they want it, as it can make or break the opportunity to win the race on Sunday.
Alright guys, there you heard the intro in this game. One of the coolest parts of the game, I think, is those intros that are there for every practice, every qualifying session, and every race on the schedule. So that's something we love to see here. Is I'm going to set my car up to be kind of a little bit loose, I figure is where I want it to be for this first race. Let's look at our crew chief. There he is. He's the same for every car. He just changes his shirt. He's a man of many outfits if you haven't watched other NASCAR Ignition gameplay. If you have, I'm sure you know this by now, but
Run starts now.
alright, let's head on to the track for practice here. They're gonna push out our Rick Ware Racing number 15 lightning fast, just super quick race car out for our first practice session. So one highlight I want to hit on as I am now going out onto the track to take my first laps as a Rick Ware Racing driver is that I'll be racing on controller here because my wheel, the Thrustmaster T150, got, well, I'll say it was compatible when the game first came out, but the last patch took away my wheel's compatibility with NASCAR Ignition for some reason. So until that gets fixed, I am racing on controller, which is something I really do not do on these games. I've been practicing trying to get used to driving on controller, but really I think it's going to take some races into this career mode as we got into Daniel Suarez a little bit. Seeing if we can get a good lap going here in practice. I don't really think I need to practice much for Daytona. I feel like it's pretty straightforward. The car, really though, you can kind of hang that line down there on the bottom of the racetrack And you're going to see I may not be the best driver, and I might get into some other cars here as we complete this first lap, because again, I'm never really raced on controller like I'm going to be here for this series, but I think that's about enough practice. Let's head into qualifying.
You're confident because that has me feeling a lot better.
Has the crew chief feeling a lot better. Second in practice for our Rick Ware Racing number 15. Definitely not a bad way to kick off the season for us. It's something Rick Ware Racing probably you're not going to see happen in real life, but hey, for us that's pretty good.
We're here for Daytona 500 qualifying day. I'm Alex Hayden of MRN, here to bring you all the action. Mock runs were made in practice, but today is the day to see who has the speed, the handling, but most importantly, the steadiness of the wheel to put together a perfect lap at over 180 miles per hour. The crews have pushed the cars out to the grid, and the drivers are ready to go. This is the first real indication of who's brought the fastest race
Look at
car
Denny Hamlin.
for the most prestigious race of the season. Who will be your Daytona 500 pole sitter? Will it be another Chevy front row lockout? A rookie pole sitter? Let's get the engines fired and session started.
Hey guys, that's me, I think. Yeah, look at me. We're hoping it's a rookie pole sitter here, as I don't think we really need to look at the data pad. We were second fastest in practice here.
Focus up.
There's really, I didn't see a way to set the career mode difficulty before I got in here, so I have the AI set to veteran level, so I'm guessing that's going to roll over, but I know that the cars, the speed, there's no speed difference between a Rick Ware racing car and a Joe Gibbs racing car or Hendrick car, so that's something that's kind of really unfortunate about the game, is that even though I'm in pretty much the slowest car in the field right now, I have just as much a shot to win as a Hendrick Motorsports car, which not something we love to see, but among the flaws of this game is really not the worst. As we're coming through out of turn 4 to complete our first lap of qualifying. Daytona qualifying is pretty straightforward, just hang it there on that yellow line, try and get as much speed out of the car as you can, but up almost 195 miles an hour, that's pretty dang good, especially for Rick Ware Racing. Alright, that's going to complete our second lap. It feels alright. I'm not sure how well it's going to do on the board. We'll have to take a look here. 11th. Not a bad start for us in our very first race for Rick Ware Racing. So 11th place is where we're going to start off the Daytona 500. Let's get right to it.
Alex Hayden here, welcoming you to the Great American Race, the Daytona 500. This historic 2.5-mile super speedway showcases some of the fastest and most intense action in all of racing. And the weather is looking absolutely beautiful here today in Daytona Beach, Florida. Drivers are ready. The pre-race festivities have finished, and we're about ready to get racing. The Daytona 500 is about to be green.
Alright guys, here we are getting ready to take the green flag for our very first race in this career mode. Now there's a little thing I want to share. Actually, this is take 2 of the race because the game glitched during my first attempt at this thing while I was leading it, and the caution came out, so maybe I'll get that video up at some point, but either way, here we are getting ready to take the green flag for our very first, in quotation marks, start in the NASCAR Ignition 21 career mode. Pretty good start here for our Rick Ware Racing number 15 car. Got the apron maybe just a little bit headed into that turn. That is alright. Try and have a little patience here early on in the race. As you can see, the rear bumper, Michael McDowell, glitching a little bit. He also forced me down a little bit. Try to stay in line and not wanting to force the issue too much on Chris Buescher in the 17. I felt like I was pushing him into an uncomfortable position, but you can see those lead cars already starting to break away. I kind of want to make my move to try and get up there out of this second pack, as there is the Starcom Racing numbers 00, which unfortunately will be shutting down. Rip Starcom Racing. 2021 going to be their last season because they're selling off the charter. Meanwhile, ooh, into the wall a little bit there.
Clear, clear, clear.
Hopefully that didn't damage the car too much. I don't really know what this complex damage is going to do in terms of damage, how sensitive it is, because I didn't see the realistic damage option, which I know exists. I've seen it in this game, but it wasn't there in the career mode. So we'll just see as the top three have absolutely broken away. But we're going to try and work with Chris Buescher maybe to get up to these two here. Actually, we're carrying a ton of momentum compared to it. That's BJ McLeod in the 78. Here's Tyler Reddick in the Cheddar's car. Absolutely love Cheddar's. Try to get the run underneath of him here. Chris Buescher wanted to go under. He's going to end up having to work with Tyler Reddick, and they're actually going to get back in front of me. Not what we wanted to have happen, though, because we have leaders up front absolutely running away from us right now. So I really want to get single file back with these cars again here, as Tyler Reddick's going to come down and let us get some of his draft. Try and push the 8 through the front trioval a little bit. I don't feel like I'm going to be very comfortable right on him, so I'm going to check up just a little bit, let that 8 car get out front. But now the goal is to run down those front 3 who've already pulled out a 4-second lead, as I got tight. Got on Tyler Reddick's bumper, and the car just went straight to the wall, and I didn't have time to correct it. My reflex is not fast enough for that, so fall back into line in the 6th position. Casagrala goes up into 5th place, which is where we were running, which we're going to have a gigantic run, take it to the high line, going to be able to get Casagrala here. Can we get Tyler Reddick? I don't think so. I keep wanting to call him Chris Buescher. I don't know why, so I'm going to be a little more careful again this time through turns 1, check up a little bit more, give myself more room up to that 8 car, which we really can't be checking up. So now they're up to 5-second lead. So I'm going to try and go get the lead of this second pack from Chris Buescher. Careful not to make contact with him, though, as we head down into turn 3, about even with the 8 car, trying to look for that edge. And it seems like he actually checked up there, maybe let us in line. No, actually, if that was an intentional checkup to get back in line, that's pretty smart racing. From that AI there of Tyler Reddick. Definitely Tyler Reddick driving a smart race here, as we are going to assume the lead of this second pack and attempt to run down these leaders who are 4 seconds ahead of us, 4.5, really 5, so we definitely have our work cut out for us here. So far, not really making any ground up on these leaders. They're still about 4.5 seconds up, and I am staying with this second pack, though, able to keep the lead of William Byron. I actually stretched it out a lot since I last looked at him. Almost a second lead now. Those two got side by side for the lead of that pack, and it absolutely drug them back. That's kind of how I feel like the physics are working in this game right now, is if you get side by side with someone, it's like there's a parachute. No matter if you have someone you're drafting off of or someone's pushing you, you just shoot straight back. Not really making too much time up on the front cars. I'm reeling them in a little bit, but right now I'm running completely by myself, because I'll show you when we get onto the straightaway the gap that's developed between me and Tyler Reddick and the pack behind me. I've pulled away. I'm single car trying to run down the leaders here in the Daytona 500. Almost at the 3rd race distance, though, so we're having a pretty good run, I'd say, for Rick Ware Racing, especially because we're able to hold this speed out here completely by ourselves, so not bad at all. These people at Rick Ware Racing really worked hard during the off season to get us a good piece of race car to take here in these first races this season when I'm under contract with Rick Guerra Racing. Of course, hoping to move to a bigger team at some point. I guess I could have started at Hendrick apparently, but hoping to move up quickly in this career mode. Of course, I don't know how that's going to affect our shot at a championship this first season, switching teams, although I feel like I've heard where the playoffs in the game are kind of messed up. I haven't really seen confirmation of that, but that's something I've heard in the community on Reddit for this game, so hopefully that's not true. But now we're really starting to make up time on Eric Jones, the third place car right now, cut down a second on the lead of that front pack. And we've also pulled out 4 seconds on the pack we were at one point leading, so definitely some speed coming out of this 15 car. We're almost a second behind these leaders now, and one thing I'm starting to notice is that the frames are starting to not get so good on this game. It's starting to lag just a little bit, and that's what happened right before a bug I mentioned in my first take, where basically a caution came out and everything fell apart. The game completely broke. It wouldn't go back to green, so we were just pacing under caution, which not fun for a career mode video, so I decided to give it another take here. But right now, running up on these race leaders, we ran them down from about 4 or 5 seconds back, single car, and we've pulled 8 seconds almost. Well, 7 now. There's a big checkup right there. I had to get onto the brakes to avoid that. Get some draft off the 10 of Eric Almirola. He checked up right there. I think so did Kevin Harvick. Harvick, I don't know, he moved up the track. I think the AI just kind of did that. Kevin Harvick trying to block us. New race leader, though. Trying to clear the 4, not quite. Harvick's got the run down, headed into turn 3. Kevin Harvick giving us some fight here. Oh, we're going to bang doors with the 4 of Kevin Harvick through turns 4, but a big checkup from the 4 right there. That was odd. That was a huge checkup right there from Kevin Harvick. I don't know if his temps are running high and he wanted to give me the race lead or something and fall back. Didn't want to race us, I don't know. But either way, the Rick Guerra Racing 15, now your new race leader. Now, you would hope the veteran level AI where I have these set would be able to keep pace on a restrictor plate track, but right now that doesn't seem to be the case at all, as I'm just lapping the field, just cruising away from them. Now 4-second gap. I feel like maybe they're in pit road. I wish there was a track map where I could actually see cars pitting or not, but looking down pit road, I only saw one, I think, so maybe not, but just another thing I would love to see in this game. But there's a lot of bugs to fix before we get all that stuff. I can't say it enough. There's a lot that needs done with this game. One thing I'm noticing is that I get all my time on the straightaways. They actually close in on me. You can see in the top left-hand corner, they're probably going to close in a little bit through this turn. Actually a lot, almost a second they closed in through turns 3 and 4. Now watch on the straightaway. I'm just going to pull it right back, and I'm making up time on the straightaways. It's just more than they're making in the turns. I mean, I'm losing about a second per turn. Based on that, that's accurate Rick Guerra Racing speed. The straightaway is not so much, so at least they've got it halfway right. I don't think they meant to, though. I think that's more a problem with the AI. There's Michael McDowell headed into pit road, your real-life race winner in 2021. Hitting the pits, and it looks like there's a lot of other cars also in pit road. This is about the point in the race where my game broke last time, so cross your fingers it doesn't happen again here, as we have hit the 1/3 race distance.
Yellow, yellow, yellow.
And caution flag is out. Yes, we want to pit. Confirm the pit stop. Alright. Now let's see if it breaks this time, because this is exactly where the game broke last time for me. still on the racetrack. We didn't pit. Now we're slowing up. Oh, well, guys, I think it broke again. This is the problem. The caution just breaks the game. Now we're just gonna roll around the racetrack. And there's absolutely nothing we can do about it. This is frustrating. I hadn't had a bad experience with this game, really, other than them taking my wheel away, which is pretty bad. But other than that, the gameplay-wise, once they fixed the way the controller works, it's been fun for me until I started taping this video, and it's just frustrating. It's just really frustrating that I've tried 3 times to tape this. Once my settings got reset before I got in the session, then second take on it, the caution came out right around the pit stops, and it froze, or it didn't freeze the game, it absolutely broke it. And here we are again. Denny Hamlin go right across our nose. Maybe gave us damage. I don't know, but now we're just rolling around the track. Under caution. No lap counts being displayed right now. Didn't mean to do that.
And 3 more. Pace car is out.
Did that fix it?
Solidly in the top 10 now. Keep this pace. Keep focused. Keep 2 right there. Keep digging. New leader.
Interesting. Well, I am currently the race leader now. I guess pausing and unpausing the game fixes it. What do you know? Race leader Mitchell Adams, Alex Bowman right behind me though, only 0.3 seconds back. I'm going to forget about all of that and focus on this race for the win here. Alex Bowman right behind me, but I'm able to pull him down the front straightaway. I expect him to close in big time though through turns 3 and 4 if that last run was any indication. Actually not. I am still pulling Alex Bowman as we head through turns 3 and 4 down the front straightaway, just absolutely pulling away from him. As where'd Bowman go?
Only 2 left.
The relative just kind of gets a little bit wacky, I think, when we hit the front straightaway. Everybody's gone, actually.
Wrecking. Yellow's out.
Caution. There must have been a wreck. Do I want to pit? Not particularly.
Pace car's coming towards pit road.
Alright.
Pace car
So
is
if I
out.
don't pit, it goes straight back to the race.
Still a few more out front.
We have the lap count
Drive away.
not right. It should be lap 31 right now, if there's 32 laps in the race, if we're going into overtime. But still race leader over Alex Bowman, who is now a half second behind us, 0.6, 0.7. Just pulling him down the back straightaway. That is a big pack. That'd almost be fun to be in that pack, but our Rick Ware racing car just too fast for all these guys today as we're headed through 3 and 4, hoping they can keep it clean. So far, they've managed to keep it clean as we have absolutely gapped the field once again. No surprise with final lap on lap 31 of 32. So we shall see if that is the case. We're going to assume it's the white flag lap, although honestly can't assume anything. Got to watch the AI coming back on track from pitting. Must have ran short on fuel. Joey Gase, our teammate in the 53, coming back out onto the track. Quinn Houff. Right there, Alex Bowman, your 6th place runner, who is just up here with us. Watch out, teammate. I'm coming through to take the win of the Daytona 500, I believe. It says white flag lap coming out of turn 4. In some lap traffic. I don't think it's going to matter. This Rick Ware Racing 51 going to win the Daytona 500. That is what I'm talking about. What a run, guys. Rick Ware Racing, what can I say? A fantastic operation. easily winning the Daytona 500 in our very first career start. Oh, there's no way to do a burnout here. That's disappointing. I was hoping to do that. Maybe I have it turned off, but I wouldn't be surprised. Let's look at the standings. So we just won $1.5 million right there. 5 playoff points. The 15 currently leads the point standings. That is how to kick off the season. Kevin Harvick second, Eric Jones third. Let's see, Timmy Hill's in the playoffs. Cody Ware's just outside, so mostly drivers I guess you'd expect to be up here, but there are some outliers. Rick Ware Racing currently leads the team points, or the owner's points. That's the same thing. That's what I'm talking about. In terms of points, Richard Petty Motorsports single car team leads the points. Manufacturers, Chevrolet, that's us leading the points. So yeah, guys, thank you for watching this career mode video. This race kind of made me frustrated, and trying to tape this video kind of frustrated me with this game. Thank you all for watching this. There will be another one, assuming I can get one to tape and the game doesn't break on me. I was fortunate to have that happen, or to be able to get it to work this week. So thank you all for watching. Please hit that subscribe button. Let me know what you thought about this video. I'm sorry it feels a little odd. This isn't how I wanted it to go. I'm really flustered right now by that race. But yeah, I'll see you all next week for, I believe, the Daytona Road Course. Yes, Daytona Road Course. So road course racing is our next video. That should be an interesting one. I'll see you guys then.